We're at Dutchess County Airport. We'll go up here and take a look at the plane. We have a single-engine Cessna Cardinal that we keep at Poughkeepsie, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours drive north of Manhattan on the Hudson. The spectacular thing was, of course, seeing all the tall buildings of Manhattan.
I'm a resident of Jersey City. I work in the post office, and I am also, I consider myself a filmmaker. My wife and I decided to take videos of the World Trade Center just before the sunset, because it casts an incredible orange glow from the Jersey shoreline. These two towers represented a certain stability in our city. Just the fact that we human beings are able to accomplish something like that.
I know the area well because I've spent plenty of time down there just growing up. I've even been to the top of the World Trade Center, not even the observation deck, but the very top roof where you're not supposed to be. You know, you're higher than some airplanes and helicopters. I remember seeing the MetLife blimp pass below my feet, you know?
My mom passed away a few days before 9/11, and her funeral was on Monday, 9/10. That night I couldn't fall asleep. Finally fell asleep around 4 in the morning.
September 11th is my birthday, so I took the day off from work.
I got to work, and I was working my normal day. It was a beautiful day.
I was eating my cereal.
And I was walking just down Fifth Avenue.
I was doing my exercise, do 15 minutes of back exercises.
My roommate called me that morning. She works on a trading floor for Bank of America, and they have 400 employees at the World Trade Center.
And then the phone rings, my wife.
And I hear on the answer machine, "Peter, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone."
I knew something was wrong. I saw a woman running down the street crying.
I got out of bed, looked out the window, because I heard people screaming.
And she was like, "Oh my gosh, turn on the TV." She was like, "All the phone lines just went crazy here. A plane just flew into the World Trade Center."
Shit.
I call my father up, and he's awake downstairs, and I said, "Dad, come up, you gotta see this."
Oh, I can't believe that. He said it was a plane. If it was a plane, that means it's still stuck in there.
Yeah, but the guy says they don't see no debris down there. What about if people are in there, Dad?
Yeah, I know, there has to be people in there.
I live in Brooklyn, and that's my view. It's like people would come to visit. I'm like, "Oh, look at my view. Isn't it nice?" But having my camera was actually very comforting to me because I was all alone and all my friends are in the city, and it was like gave me something to do.
So I'm like, "No, calm down. It was probably an accident. Probably a plane just hit it." He's like, "No, that's no accident. No plane would hit it. No pilot would go into it. They would go into the water."
Once it's a building falls down, the top of the building, yeah.
I don't know if that could fall. That's something you never want to see.
Never.
How do you put a fire out that high?
That's a good question, man. They got to go up the World Trade Center.
We live in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and we're on the 6th floor, so we can see the skyline very well. I was thinking some idiot crashed into the side of the building, you know, wonder if the Federal Aviation Administration is going to start restricting that air route or something. So I was thinking kind of selfishly from a pilot's point of view.
Just about 5 minutes after I got outside and was shooting, The second plane circled around and it flew out over New Jersey, and then it came in and just... Holy shit!
I look at the television set and I see the second plane hit on the TV screen. And I look to my right and I see the explosion.
Holy shit!
And I feel the heat from the explosion on my balcony.
I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
You think we should leave the building?
Are you safe in the building? You're on the street yet, that's it. No, but you gotta get the hell out.
What's the point of staying there? If the building falls down, how's the building gonna fall down?
How's the building gonna fall? Structure, babe. What, are you kidding?
Nobody knew how to feel. I mean, my brother started crying. People were crying in the street. I didn't want to believe it. Like, I was angry.
What's the next thing, man? Everybody stay with it?
Building where it got hit in the middle comes down, it can reach us.
And I'm looking and I zoom in and I see somebody jump.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Why are they jumping?
Because it's probably so fucking hot up there. Oh god.
I stopped filming after that because I didn't want to have anybody else's death on my hands. And then when I went downstairs, you saw people holding hands, like coming down, holding hands, and falling to the death, like 2, 3 at a time, one after the other.
Confused and dumbfounded as everyone. I just happened to have a camera and I knew how to use it.
There was debris and everything flying. I couldn't believe it, that all these papers flew to Brooklyn. You know, these company logos, I got some stuff from Kenner Fitzgerald. And I was just thinking, like, these people that were there amongst these papers, you know, they're probably running for their lives right now, or you know, or they just, like, perished immediately.
From where I stood, you could see the skyline. I go to New York every day. I live in Jersey, but I'm a New Yorker. Jersey's part of New York as far as I'm concerned. You can see the PATH train going towards New York with the smoke billowing, and it was such an eerie thing to look at.
It's like Pearl Harbor, man. Unbelievable, huh? Somebody's gonna pay.
All you have to do is think about what if your son is up there or your daughter's up there. And that's it.
The sound haunts me. It's like a sound I never heard before. I hope I never hear again.
I heard the rush of wind that was coming out of the building as it was compressing down. As you remember the newscasts, people running from the smoke coming through the streets, well, that was me. I had never seen anything like this smoke wave. I was saying to myself, this is the end. New York is gone. That's it. This place is going to be a ghost town.
The cop was chasing me away, and I just put my bicycle by the handlebar, and as I was walking, I turned the camera facing backwards.
Everyone was gone by then. Everyone had ran before I did.
Everybody in, get down, don't face the window. Okay, get down, please get down. Get down! We got water. Is there a fountain or anything on the cliff?
Little by little, the lobby is getting all smoky.
What happened then?
I started getting nervous, like, we can't go outside, where do we go from here?
Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Okay? Save this bed right now to be in this building, just in case something else happens. You got concrete around you, you got concrete above you. This is not a target building. There's no federal in here. There's no big offices in here. It's not a target building. It's safe in here. Jay, you got any more of those things? Or water machine or something? Get some of these people water.
The city looks like it is in ruins.
Again, it does appear that the second tower of the World Trade Center has collapsed.
It's like two people inside me. One horrified, the other one fascinated. We wanted it to stay there, and we wanted it to be a memento, like the brother without a sister. And we kind of had an idea that the second one would crash too. It was a matter of time. And I guess everyone stuck around for that.
Finally, the police instructed everyone to leave the lobby and get out of the neighborhood on foot. That was eerie. People started emerging from a subway exit.
I don't even know where the hell am I? Which way is uptown? Where you at?
And they were looking around like, what happened? They didn't know.
What happened exactly? Where are we supposed to go? Two planes ran into the World Trade Center.
All of a sudden, I heard that sound again I remember hearing the first time. I turned the camera off immediately and I ran.
Oh, it's fucking going off.
We captured the second building falling. I remember exactly where we were. Right in the middle of the street of 7th Avenue, right in front of Great Papayas.
There it went, Brian. That was it. That was the second one. That was number 2.
I was supposed to be in the building. I was supposed to be there. I made deliveries to Morgan Stanley and Dean Witter, which was one of our biggest clients on a daily morning basis.
For God's sake.
After the second building, I couldn't believe it. It just, within moments, it was pitch black.
Jesus, I can't even believe what's happening. It's unreal. This is a fucking sick movie. You know? I gotta get out there again and just look at a few more people. This is unbelievable. Look at this, it's nighttime. Oh my, are you outside now? Hey folks, anybody out here? Oh my God. Hey guys, get in the building over here. Oh my God. This lobby's open. Thank you. Right here, come towards me. Come towards my door. Right in there, there's a lobby. Right over here. Right over here. Right over here. Hey. There's water over there. Which way is it? Which way to go? What? Which way? This way or this way? Don't go anywhere. Just stay here. Is there water or anything? Sorry? Is there water? There's a pool of water. Next door. Yes, come on. Take the water. Come on. Next building. Go in the lobby. Next building. Go in the lobby. Thank you.
Oh, you never heard about what happened? Okay, I'm okay. Could you do me a favor? Could you try to get her at home and tell her that I'm okay? A few minutes ago, there was 1 and 2 World Trade Center, and there's nothing.
Number 1 just came down. The whole building's gone.
There's people.
Number 1, the complete building fell down.
People in there.
Three passes. Really? No, 2 here and 1 in Chicago. No, in all, it was 7. 7 planes? Yeah, there was 1 in San Francisco.
from a political point of view, that these two buildings represented, you know, what I thought was evil about the economic system in terms of its relationship to poor people around the world. But then I biked over the bridge and found myself in Chinatown and bicycled past this firehouse, and there was this fire truck that was pulled out of the wreckage. And that was the first time where I was really emotionally confronted with what this is. Not in a political sense, but in a very personal sense. Because here's the evidence, you know, here's the actual rubble, here's the ash of people. I biked, this must have been like 6 blocks to the north, to another street called Houston. I came across this group of religious students, and who knows who else, who formed this circle of prayer.
Let us use this situation to remind us of the power that we have and the responsibility that we have to be transformers in the world. If you take the hand of someone near you and lift it up as a sign of solidarity and a sign of commitment,
for some kind of support. And they came out to a park to do that. I got that feeling that this is not the end of the world after all. If New Yorkers are taking it with such strength, I mean, I only could draw comfort from that. What better way to express how people feel in this time, that they are giving each other light in this time of darkness.
I was assuming along with everybody else that it was going to be a continuous attack. There was going to be, you know, truck bombs, car bombs, people strapping dynamite to themselves, running into buildings and marketplaces. I live 5 blocks away from the Empire State Building, and Wednesday evening they had the bomb scare. And to the dismay of my family and everybody else, I grabbed my camera and I ran out there.
We were working late. My fiancée called me on the phone and said, "There's a bomb scare at the Empire State Building. That's where your office is, isn't it?" And suddenly there's a loudspeaker telling everybody to clear out in front of the Empire State Building.
Should have fallen the top of that way.
It was scary. You know, here I am looking at the pinnacle of New York, you know, one of our biggest, baddest buildings. It's been around forever, and you know, is it going to blow up?
And that was the first time that I got so angry. Because for me, I was like, I'm just trying to do this, you know? You know, we just wanted to put together the stories and keep doing stuff. Maybe 2 months ago, we would have just treated it like the crank hoax that it was and kept on going. But after you've seen the Twin Towers collapse, nothing's impossible.
The second day I was there, I just walked through my bicycle, my camera. The combination of no lights and no humans makes any city spooky, but especially New York. I do have a friend that has an apartment a block away from the Twin Towers. Then I end up going upstairs and filming. As I went up climbing on top of the roof, I was shooting from above, maybe 15th floor or something like that. You had the smoke rising, and then you see the remaining skeletons of the Twin Towers. It reminded me very much like the Colosseum, you know, it's like the ancient Colosseum, you know, just a skeleton of it, and just such a statement. You could actually see flashlights going through, so as firemen were able to go in there, and they were looking in the collapsed part of the building. I think as close as New York has ever been to a nuclear disaster.
On Thursday, it was all still sinking in. I couldn't think of more than what was happening the next moment. I heard some commotion out my windows. And all of a sudden, a big crowd of people started running past my building.
The building is unstable.
beautiful.
Let's go! Keep moving! Down the block! Keep going!
It brought back horrible memories from just a couple of days before. It's like, oh my God, having this happen again? Is this going to stop?
Back up, man! Back it up, please!
After a couple of hours of standing around, and they established the building was safe.
I got nothing. I walked to his apartment. I walked to his apartment because I was staying at Best Western and the power went out.
I was chatting on the corner with some people, you know, just people you don't know, all of a sudden you got into conversations with. It was very unusual. It's not typical New York.
All right, let's try this.
A little sparrow got right in the middle of our conversation on the ground.
I don't know if he can fly or not.
Maybe it's disoriented.
First I thought it's injured. Then I looked closer. It didn't seem injured. It just looked completely dazed and confused.
Catch you later.
All right.
Where do you live?
It's as if even the birds joined our little group of disoriented New Yorkers.
I got it in me that I was going, and nothing was going to stop me. This is family. I'm a Mills, and a majority of my uncles who are Millses, my father's brothers, firemen, and they come from a fire chief and an old World War II Navy veteran. The look on so many firemen's faces is like an orphan that lost